Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LCP 2025 matchup.
He will be losing some XP and whatnot if he doesn't teleport down to bot lane immediately. Or at least for now, it's DFM starting up these grubs. Level 6, the Horn will be available.
Yeah, I think SHG can't afford to really fight this. That Call of the Forge God in a choke point like they are currently in is a pretty problematic thing. But the teleport coming in, Evie is going to be here with the equalizer. Also great in choke points.
Yeah, it definitely is. Arya, you see him trying to zone away. It's at least one of the Void Grubs there. In fact, it's two of the Void Grubs picked up by DFM. Weaver's Wall comes in, Harp. He's in a hell of a predicament, but he's got that Braum shield up, and it's a nice knockup, lands onto Gang, and ultimately at least one of these Void Grubs is going to be picked up for SoftBank as Courage is going to continue going forward. The equalizer is great, but it doesn't lock down anyone for long enough as Evie and Ray Farkey, just battling it out on the side. Still, we've got what looks to be the start of a 5v5 perhaps happening as Ray Farkey's going to lose his flash. He's also going to go down. A very unnecessary death out of the on, considering everyone who had managed to get out. He goes a little bit too far forward, gets slowed up, and gets taken on out.
He also is around. Definitely a bit of greed, I think.
Yeah, and oftentimes that's what we do locate. And yeah, that was unfortunate.
That cost SHG dearly.
Yeah, for sure. And this will be the Dragon going down in favor of SoftBank. So the first of the Monster Slayer will be picked up by them. As,
do they bait it?
They are.
I think they're gonna.
They're gonna get him. They're gonna at least get the flash here. In goes everyone. He does get the flash out, but he does get locked up. One more auto, and there it is. Fate. He was aware something's happening. Oh no, and this is going to turn from bad to worse as Evie does come in. The Winter's Bite almost proccing. Unfortunately, not the greatest ult of all time coming out for the Glacial Fissure. The equalizer's great. Down will go Harp. As Arya trying to dish out the damage, but not able to do so. And the massive disconnect that is Karkun, unfortunately, will be the undoing here as the feed of warfare does go to SoftBank.
Oh, it looked like everything was going to land, but there's just no damage to back it up. That looked beautiful for a moment for DFM. Just not having those high output champions, unfortunately, yeah, Arya.
One of the superpowers, one of the many superpowers you get out of the Leona is the ability to engage but not fully commit to set engage, and we'll be utilizing it there. Finding now Evie, who doesn't have flash after the last fight. It's a good equalizer, but Arya, actually Guwon eventually taking it with that reactivation of the Cyclone, but still another good pick. Arya does we typically do see, and so they're looking, however, I mean, the early stage of the game is good for them, and Arya will clear out that wave and be able to join the rest of his team as DFM now approaching in. Nice Enchanted Crystal Arrow does connect onto Gang. Let's see what can be found off the back of this. Winter's Bite, one more auto attack required to get Courage stunned up. There it will be. The Call of the Forge God. Courage does manage to pick up that Rift Herald, but the Eye of the Herald does still sit there, and unfortunately Courage will be going down. Arya comes in. The Emperor's Divide's fantastic, and they're not going to follow on forward, even though the one auto attack could have just spelt despise for Gang as he does get clipped by another one of those Braum Qs. Guwon coming back, gets all out back, and the Cyclone's great. It's going to be an ace. How many do Marble? Oh, Marble's not going to get anyone, actually. It's a 5-0. I mean, DFM, yes, they lose the Herald. They don't give over the Eye. They get the ace, and DFM taking a massive lead now off the back of a fumble.
I think that might be the earliest ace we've had so far in the LCP. But yeah, no, this is
looking good, at least in that fight. They were behind, now very decently far ahead, particularly Guwon and Arya.
Only problem being is, yeah, unfortunately collapsed on, but I just wonder if the SHG are feeling confident enough that they can make that happen.
At least going to be able to get Guwon away from that ward. Enchanted Crystal Arrow does connect there onto Gang. It's a very nice Glacial Fissure. Guwon finds his way in onto Courage. The Weaver's Wall is also very good as Ray Farkey still having access to that Call of the Forge God. It's a choke in some ways that SoftBank have now driven themselves into, as constant damage from afar being output through these volleys. You're seeing reasonable chunks coming out as Harp as well going to take a sizable chunk of his health in damage. Evie battling with Arya on the Azir. Soulfare's great! Soulfare's more than great, and Arya makes a rare mistake here as Gang might just go down for it, but no, limping away. But Arya, so much of your damage getting taken out like that is very detrimental. What
but it
can
can't,
Soft...
and you just don't have the strength to be able to take it quickly enough that you won't get punished by DFM. So yeah, gold into the pocket of SHG, and
Oh, Evie does flash away, but he should be going down. There is a collapse coming.
no, there's not.
There is. Oh, yeah, no, there isn't. Just going to leave Guwon to try and solo him. He's no longer going to be able to be overheated. Guwon does have another usage of the Cyclone, but Evie's just going to scrap him. The shield, the turnaround, the shutdown. Evie able to give himself a kill. There's also Ray Faki dying on the mid wave. Things going terribly. Aria, nice Emperor's Divide, but the seismic shove is there. He does go golden flash. Might get himself out. No, not even able to get it off as he is just completely annihilated. Teleport also coming in from Evie, who did just claim himself a kill as Kakun taking a sizable chunk of damage, and the flash away does allow him to dodge, but eventually burned by the equalizer. And I mean, just mistake after mistake for DFM now leads SoftBank to getting well and truly back in this game, and in fact take a sizable lead for themselves.
A misplay by Aria, and uncharacteristically
very far ahead, despite what I would argue they shouldn't be. Obviously, gold still remains somewhat even. Unfortunately, it is the power through those dragons that's going to be very detrimental. Hard blocking up a sizable amount of damage here coming out of Fate as Guwon will slam his head with that pole. It's a cleanse out of Kakun after the solar flare does land directly on top of him, but does get himself out, and no one going down, at least for the time being, with Fate finding a lot of damage, and another two-man seismic shove spells absolute disaster for the side of DFM. The Emperor's Divide is very good, however, they're going to be able to get some of the withdrawals. 1, 2, 3, only Marble remains now. And so DFM are going to have Aria come and save the day for them once more. Still, tempo advantage massively in favor of the...
I mean, Evie was a wee way away. They have the tower. Yeah, I think SHG realized, actually, well, we've got this Artican, we can probably just step back in and go for the
all
fight.
picture in picture, Ray Faki, it's not Ray Faki, rather, Evie getting caught out there. His heart dodging out or blocking out so much of this damage. Stuck behind the Weaver's wall, out will come this Ornhorn. It's good, it lands onto 2, it lands on a Fade, and it also lands onto Courage to flash away, but Ray Faki will almost certainly be able to get the kill. No, he won't, but eventually Guwon will. It's Kakun who gets one himself. Marble will be going down eventually as Aria comes flying on in. Only Fate remains. There's low health bars. They do have to be careful, but with a 3v1 on the cards, both teams do choose to walk the opposite way. DFM will,
but he's just doing more for the team with those soldiers. Just being able to pump out those attacks faster and faster is going to do a little bit more, especially in mopping up, we've already seen.
Yeah, true. I wouldn't have hated to see a little bit more health on the Azir. You know,
he's got the Zonyas, so it's not the end of the world.
Kang being looked at once again. China Crystal will connect here onto him. Still, the Weaver's Wall comes out. Aria going to be taken away from his team, but this could be a massive angle. Fade getting chunked very, very low. Look at the damage that these soldiers are doing. Guwon locking up 4, and so will Ray Faki. Fate is going to be able to go golden. So much that team fight damage is on Aria, but he takes out the Talia gang. Does get taken in as well. Kakun going to meet the same fate. 3v3 now, but Aria's still up, and Marble for the other side. Still team fight damage available for both of these two teams. Teleport as soon as he's up. Guwon still not on the map. This is a Hextech Soul. It's the second best win rate Soul in the game, and it's definitely going over. So now DFM take an even
fight in that, because they were so low that it likely would have just meant that they could turn on Fate anyway and finish him off. So look, a bit of a problem in terms of target selection, but they're still in a great spot. Guwon coming in from the back could be a problem.
He's navigated the vision. He's in the back line. There's a lot of damage. Evie, is he going to be able to get golden? Yes, he will. And it's going to be Guwon. He's being chased down. Marble trying to find the damage. The Cyclone's there, but Evie goes down first. Guwon still being targeted out. One more activation of the Cyclone is going to be good enough to at least buy some time. But now Ray Faki being the focus. The Ornhorn. How good is it? It's good enough to land at least onto Marble. No damage to come through on the back end, though. However, is Aria going to have to run away? Still, Marble full HP. It's a 4v3. Jungler's still up. Courage will be able to use the smite on the Baron. And DFM against the Hextech Soul have to try and navigate some way with their only front line being Harp to deny this. Gang, you see him trying to get something. The Zenith Blade goes wide. Still poke available for this Ezreal. Kakun too scared to walk up. Enchanted Crystal Arrow, however, is there for him. They just need to look
Not
to
yet,
go
no,
in.
it's still got about a third cooldown left, actually.
All the flash forward from Courage. They do find their way onto Kakun, and Arya just backing off. These soldiers now are being unleashed. He goes forward, but he gets stunned up. He does have the Emperor's Divide, but Gang will Zenith Blade through it, lock down the Azir. Everything coming up, SoftBank.
DFM find themselves in position where they hold the lead, only for them to turn around and make a just colossal misplay that ultimately cost them significantly in the following moments. They've conceded a soul. I don't understand what the call is being made here. Yes, you've got Guon on the back line, and meanwhile, picture-in-picture, things are going even worse.
Fighters breaking out. Harp with a really good Glacial Fissure is going to deny any more forward progress from SoftBank, but unfortunately, the burn down available. Kakun is taken out for free. Tower taken out as well. It's a 4v5 now with base defense on the cards. DFM, it's been a back and forth battle, but they have one last stand to try and stop the forward progress being made here by SoftBank. Arya does have flash. There could be some miracle play coming out of him.
I mean, they've got the CC to back it up as well, called the Forge Gods.
Yeah, it's going to be able to lock up Gang, and that is one very dead Leona. Guon on the side trying to find a way in, but Courage marking him very well. Arya still dipping and diving. He's going to go in, but Marvel with the flash. Arya's going to have to flash back to his tower. He does go golden to try and deny as much of this damage from the Rumble as possible, but not going to be able to do enough as Guon commits to take out Marvel, but all for naught as they will lose their last Nexus tower. Kakun certainly not with the damage as Evie flashes straight on top of him, and it will be SoftBank who, after a hard-fought battle, take game number one.
Yeah, look, there's just a lot that should have gone better than it did for a little bit there. So suddenly, this is just a brilliant Silas game. Look, I don't know. If you're in a situation, you're down again. He was a wee way off it, but still, like, maybe, just maybe.
That will be the unfortunate fizzle out as we see Evie using that public execution, going very aggressively onto Ray Farkey and finding so much damage. The last auto attack won't be it. Yes, it will. Will be a trade, however. Flash is lost with both of these top laners. Both will select. The old Sejuani passive always comes in handy. Looking for 6 grubs now. DFM. They're going to at least get one of them with the priority they've been afforded. As this Taunt Flash will once again connect. It connects onto Gang, and he's completely CC'd up. Full time's good. There's a lot of damage coming down, but it's a second kill found by DFM. Arya goes once again more aggressively forward as Evie is going to have to try and dodge out, but unfortunately, even after the flash will be taken down, and that's 3 kills going over to DFM for 0. There in the middle lane. It's going to give over priority to this Dragon to the side of SoftBank, and they're going to be very happy about that. It's the first Dragon of the game, actually, despite being 15 minutes in. Kakun, public execution connects onto him. The bullet time's good, and Evie will be able to claim himself the first kill. So, being punished now for an over-aggression towards Marble there in the mid lane. They lose the Dragon. They also lose their 80k.
I mean, not Evie. I think probably you prefer it in the hands of Marvel again, but gold is gold. Oh, Ray.
Yeah, Ray going to be focused down. There is no public execution for Evie, though, so he should be fine. Courage now coming in to assist, but not ultimately going to have what it takes to be able to tank up that tower just yet and take this Jason's health bar down to 0. A nice, honourable trade up here between these two mid laners. Both of them going to be expending that Ahri ult. Fate now does get usage of his, is going to be locked up. But no, yes, he does actually. He does get taunted, but still, the mobility is there. No kill going over, but this could lead to yet another tower going in favor of DFM. Ultimately, Fate being on the weak side, exchanging his health, but Varus alone in mid. SoftBank, I mean, it's no one. I'm perplexed. I'm more than perplexed. Kakun maybe thinking the Stand United shield was going to be more than enough, but ultimately wasn't. Gets taken out. That's, again, another death here onto Kakun. Still around the map, they're doing okay. Gold is even. Harp's going to locate Gang. Dodges out of the cocoon and is just going to be wailing on this health bar as Guon comes up to join him. Harp now getting very low, but Gang having to walk through this tower. Is he even going to be able to get out? He's at least dodged some of that damage. Has the flower and, yes, able to get through.
I'm just so baffled. Oh, okay, so they did.
Unfortunate demise. Good him. Now Fate dodging out of that Very close taunt, but still he's going back in. There's a lot of lockdown. Fate flashing on out. What ult can he take? He's not going to need to for now, as at least one kill does go over to the side of SoftBank, and it's the jungler taken out. The flash forward, and Evie is in between three people. Fate comes on back in. Harp very low. Rayfaki even lower, and in fact just going to be taken out. It is going to be somehow DFM in the 4v5, finding the angle, finding the play, and able to take down the kills.
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, the big problem for me is while Arya is having a pretty phenomenal game, it's still an Arya, and it doesn't feel like those 3 kills.
We're ulting. We're ulting straight down mid. Oh no, we're locked under tower, but we have charmed up Evie, and Evie's just going to be taken out, but he does buy a lot of time. And SoftBank, unfortunately, making a uncharacteristic misplay there in terms of just the overcommit out of Evie. Fate as well has gone under the tower. He's taking a significant amount of damage, will live. Courage, Gang, Marble, all having to run away. It's going to be at least Gang going down, and the piercing arrow connects as well. And DFM and SoftBank are just fighting tooth and nail. Each one never really getting too far ahead of the other. But at least in this instance, it's into the tower. But he does get...
He baits Evie in.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely, in my mind, cannot conceivably justify any of what we just watched.
It's time for another Khan. It's time for another Khan. 3k HP. There is no jungler here, and unfortunately for the side of SoftBank, Harp will be taken out, but it is just the withdrawal. Fate, Chain of Corruption lands, and it lands well, and he's going to get himself a second withdrawal. No, he's actually going to choose to go the other way, but look at Marble. Marble on the misfortune is rounding them in. He is the sheepdog, and he's found his pin. Arya able to get himself a reset, will surely be able to get himself out. The public execution not quite in range, and so 2 people will survive here. Actually, only 1 will stay alive with the
just conceit for some reason, just going at it. You know what? Let's throw something. If it sticks, it sticks. If not, well, who cares? We'll just make something happen. And for some reason, they've come out on top.
Being that he does have that withdrawal, is just going to go very aggressively here. Lands the charm, lands the kill. Gang just completely eliminated from this fight. Is going to now mean that a 4v5 to potentially defend what is the remainder of your base, and in fact Fate still just pushing away the bot lane. Here will come the Pantheon ult, and here comes so much of the damage. Evie with it all left to do as Fate looking for the recall, is trying to get back, and Evie not able to create enough distance. It's going to be a triple kill going over to Guwon. At least, you know, Evie as well as the bullet time able to take down the minion wave. Does mean that no tower realistically being taken out for now. Respawn's coming through as Gang does come back, and Guwon just unfortunately stuck in that base. No support really being able to be offered to him. Does go down as well from Harp, but you know, they did lose the flash from Gang as well ultimately. Mid lane tower will be secured as well. So both those ultimates, and as well as Ari's ultimate, is going to be down. The flash, it's going to be slowing onto Guwon as Evie as well inside there. And oh my lord, Kakun has been completely one-shot. The stand United used onto Evie there from the hijack that did come out of Fate. Still Harp looking aggressively, but it is the turnaround. Marble in the back lines trying to find the damage. Will be able to secure 1 kill for himself as Rayfaki limping away. Luckily for Arya, that Spirit Rush back up and available for himself will stay alive. He's still trying to trade aggressively with Fate and is doing a reasonably good job, all things considered. But Fate going aggressive now. Does he land the chain? He's not going to go for it as the teleport now being committed by Rayfaki to assist his mid laner. A sketchy play. DFM once again punished for an overstep, and now the Baron on the cards for the side of SoftBank.
I mean, oh gosh. Yeah, no, this is a Baron. This is free Baron.
Arya does have teleport. He can get back down there, but no ultimate. Rayfaki, he's just getting shred through. Gang trying to do the damage. He's kind of run out of it, and Rayfaki, much the same, has run out of health. Courage getting very low though, but ultimately will be able to secure the Baron, and now SoftBank in prime position to start trying to take some of these objectives and find their march here and find their ticket to the play. In my opinion, top lane tower now being sieged upon. Baron minion's going to help out a lot. Not feeling like risking walking up. You know, you can very quickly be collapsed on. There's teleport not available for the side of Evie, or for Evie rather, who can quickly make his way up into this top side to join his team. None to answer as well from DFM, although they do have globals for sure. They find their way onto Arya. He is just going to be able to walk on out of that thanks to those Mercury treads. Courage taking a huge chunk of damage and going to be able to be taken out there with that piercing arrow. The charm as well from Arya, and Double kill now going over to the side of DFM as they march down. Fate as well as Evie though trying to 2v5 as Marble will join. The bullet time has to be massive. He actually doesn't even have it.
He used it under the tower.
He used it under the tower and so doesn't have the bullet time. It's only Marble. He flashes away and he gets the double. Oh baby, a triple. That was his triple collateral on Summoner's Rift.
That, again, just bizarre series of events.
They instead look towards the Baron, perhaps. They haven't started it up yet. They're rather sitting there to bait. I'd be interested to see if there's any oracles up and available for the side of DFM. They'll get this dragon nice and quickly and be able to head up towards the Baron that is only just spawning, so they know for sure it's not being hit just yet. Now SoftBank off the spawn will start hitting it, and DFM with that oracles coming through are aware of the goings on. But how are they going to navigate this team fight? It's looked pretty good for SoftBank if they're able to play around Marble. Evie finds Harp off on the side and is doing a substantial amount of damage, but Evie might just be taken out. He is going to get the shield off at least to buy some time, and actually the flash away. Arya now completely uninvolved in the bottom side of this fight, has only one more usage of that Spirit Rush, but not going to be able to use it for anything but defense as he does try and get away. 3 members of DFM on the wrong side of the map, and Guwon going to have to play Mother Darkling as he goes in, sacrifices himself to try and alleviate the pressure away from Arya, who was just going to have to commit that teleport to getting on out of there. Will be able to do so. Evie, you know, able to buy enough time
for a kill onto the Ambassador. Like, why? Yeah, cool. It's like it's pat statting nearly. They're just going in while leaving your AD carry, who ultimately I think is your in 37 minutes.
Yeah, it's been back and forward. It's what you want to see out of the Civil Wars, though.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a lot more fun to have it this way than very one-dimensional. Marble walking up, trying to find damage on the tower. The stun does connect, and unfortunately for Harp, he will be paying the price. Does get taken out very quickly. The inhibitor taken not long after, as Ray Farkey going to have to teleport back to his base to provide a little bit of a front line. Hopefully Karkon able to find something, but unfortunately the Cocoon does connect, and his namesake not doing well against that ability as he is just taken out. Marble does flash backwards. Guwon will be able to secure that kill. It's a shutdown to him, but the rest of the fight going disastrously as Courage going to be able to limp away on such a minute amount of health. Arya and Ray Farkey, the solo laners of DFM, with so much to do to keep their playoff contention alive, but SoftBank looking so strong. They did importantly lose that ranged member of their team, and with that will not be able to pressure out this tower.
Yeah.
And
so Serpent's Fang coming out for Ray. Paired with the Jack Shows and the Shojins and a
Show line and get some tankiness to hopefully survive the immense amount of burst that we're seeing coming out of the SoftBank roster.
I mean, the gamble should have been Baron there, unfortunately. There's just
almost every single champion now it would be. The gang of the Hex Flash and Cocoon lands, but onto a minion. Here we go, the combo coming out once again. Not able to find their way onto Marble though. Guwon does eventually, but he's just going to be able to cleanse on out of there. Arya on the flank. Does he find this misfortune? No. It's his first death of the game, and it's a League of Legends classic. It's a tale as old as time. Make one mistake and lose. And with that, DFM will be taken out, and unfortunately for them, playoff contention is going to be over. It's SoftBank going to be the Japanese representation heading into the playoffs, and what a performance and what a series to have done it for.
Yeah, unfortunately for DFM, they are their own worst enemy. They just commit again too deeply, too heavily to try and make a play. And as a result, yeah, SoftBank, who, I mean, they went from bottom of the leaderboard for the first 2 weeks of play to now climbing into